Let's give everybody a minute to get here. Is there anybody here with me yet? Hi. I want to talk to you guys about June 5th. Hi, let's wait for a few people to come. And you can rewatch some of this if you've missed it. Let's just wait. Hi, Amanda. I'm so glad you're here. I've got to talk to you about June 5th. Do you guys see the title? Hi. We're going to wait just a couple minutes. So if you're watching this in hindsight, you can just fast forward. What are you guys drinking? My God, Jordan, thank you. Can I come to Australia? Oh my gosh. Am I seeing your fabulous face again soon in my happy hours? By the way, my next 2 happy hours are going to be so incredible and they're sold out. So I can't take anybody else. I'm going to do past lives on June 12th. Awesome, Jordan. And I'm going to do a deep tarot card reading this Friday. And quite honestly, I'm really happy that I'm spending this Friday indoors with the people on my channel because it's like one of my favorite places to be. And alkaline H2O. Amanda's cute. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is my wine tonight. Cheers. Okay, you guys, we've got a few people here. Let me start. I have to tell you this. This is so important. Now, I want to start with the caveat as this. You know, yesterday, did you guys see my Venus in retrograde video? I hope you did. I hope you did. If not, please go watch it. It is very, very, very important. And it is a big piece of what is going on. But I do want to tell you something. I got to tell you, there's so much in my heart and soul to tell you. But that Venus in retrograde video I did on Wednesday. Today is Monday, June 1st. So I did that on Wednesday and then all hell broke loose on Friday. So when I watched that video yesterday, I liked that video. I think that video has incredible content, especially if you don't know what Venus in retrograde means and if you don't know what Venus in retrograde means for you. But I didn't like that video because thank you, Fletcher. I didn't like that video because I felt that it fell flat and it fell short in truth around the depths of the crisis that we're standing in only 2 days later. So I usually try to do my video filming on a Wednesday or a Thursday, right? So I have time to get it edited for a Sunday upload. So just doing that video 2 days before crisis, all hell broke loose, I felt like it was kind of a little bit shallow, to be honest with you. I'm being very honest with you. And I'm being honest with you because I don't know why this has happened or how this has happened, but I have the nicest, kindest, like moved to tears followers. And I love you guys. I feel like I can be totally authentic with you. And so I felt like talking about my, botched hair color was just crappy. I mean, I just didn't like it. It was a great video on Wednesday and it will be a great video, in hindsight. It's fantastic content. It's just that I should have done this video now, which I'm going to tell you. So I need to tell you about what the hell is going on and when the hell it's going to end. And what I also love about this, thank you, Susie. What I also love about this channel is I love the diversity in it. Oh my gosh. It's, it just means the world to me that I'm speaking to an international global group. And I'm not just speaking to Seattle, but I love Seattle. So I live in the Seattle area and we have these riots going on not far from my house, just 1 city over, 2 cities over, and then just 15 miles away from me in Seattle. I live 15 miles outside of Seattle. And it's like my little town has not been hit. I don't think it will. It's kind of a small town, but all these towns around it, Tukwila and SeaTac, Bellevue, Kirkland, Seattle. I know that might not mean anything to you, but it's like, it's just really awful. It's just awful. So that's why I didn't love my Venus in retrograde video on Sunday. You can imagine, right? Yeah, so Dwight, you need to stick here till the end, okay? So if anybody is born on the 7th of any month, give or take 10 days. So 10 days before the 7th, so that means you have to go into the month prior, or 10 sorry, I said months, I meant days, or 10 days after, so till the 17th, this is affecting you in a big way. But if you are a Sagittarius, God help you, born on December 7th, God help you more. If you are a Gemini born on June 7th, if you're a Pisces born on March 7th, or if you're a Virgo born on September 7th, give or take 10 days before or 10 days after, this is massively in your face. This is going to massively, massively, massively be present, be prominent in your life this June 5th day. And there's, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I had to write them all down. I didn't want to miss any. There's 9 massive transits. Just one of these transits is huge, but there's 9. So those people are on the front line. Yeah, I know. December 7th is also my birthday. Can you believe this? My God, I know. That's why I really was just like, holy hell, Batman. So, hold on one second. I have to get my thoughts together because I really want this to make sense, and I want you guys to have this information. So let me also say that every single sign that was born on the 7th of any month will have a conversation with these transits. So they might not be, you know, a horror show, but there will be a confrontation. There will be a conversation for you on Friday. Now, the next thing I have to say is that this transit on the 5th of June is already playing out, and we're already seeing it. Because transits don't always happen exactly precisely on the day. They ramp up when they're applying. And so this aspect is applying. Then they go direct, right? It's just like pinpoint precision. And then they dissipate. And so they apply 10 days before. So that would have been, you know, 10 days before the 5th. So the 25th of last month through the 5th of June, and then it will last until the 15th of June. So saying that, we're already in this transit. What is it? Let's talk about what this is. The first thing we have is a lunar eclipse, and it will be a big, big eclipse. So on this lunar eclipse, we've got the sun in Gemini, and we have the moon in Sagittarius. Now, eclipses are like such potent new moons or full moons. This is a full moon. So this is like a full moon on steroids. So it is a very volatile and emotional time. Now let's look at the signs Sagittarius and Gemini. Gemini is a cerebral, very logical, a little bit emotionally detached sign, but it rules the news. It rules the conversation. It rules verbal communication. It rules the mind. What is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is the belief system. It is literally what will you fight for. And Sagittarius is the king of all kings. Zeus, Jupiter. And so this is a belief system in conflict with the news or with the verbal expression. So the mind and the belief system are in opposition to one another. And this is all happening under an eclipse. We're already standing in it. And I pray to God, we've already seen the pinnacle, and now I hope that we're in the spiritual healing piece of it. So we've got a belief system and we have a communication breakdown. We have a problem with the conversation, if you will. So what we need to do collectively is work on aligning our belief system and within ourselves and within our communities, and standing together to communicate it. That's what this full moon is asking us to do. That's just one aspect, and that is huge because that full moon comes with an eclipse. An eclipse is a destined period of time. It is a time when it has been fated. Okay, the next piece is that on the 5th, we are only the second day into an 18-month transit, if you will, or energy. We're only in the second day of a brand new chapter in our life where the nodal axis moves out of Capricorn and Cancer, which is very introverted signs. It's a power play, Capricorn and Cancer, and we've been seeing it. And now we've moved into the most extroverted signs in the entire zodiac. There is not a more extroverted sign than Sagittarius or Gemini. Those are the extroverted signs. So what I'm saying is, thank you, Fletcher. Oh my gosh, you're always buying me a drink. I love you, even virtually. You're so sweet. I love you. Thank you. Aww. What I'm saying is that we're moving into a highly vocal, highly mobilized energy, and we will for the next 18 months. So we need boots on the ground. We need people to really line up with and speak out for what they truly believe in. And I'm not trying to tell you what to believe in. I want you to figure that piece out. But whatever your value system is, don't keep it inside of you. Do not let your voice or your opinion not be heard. I hope you guys can still see me. So with Sagittarius rules literally your philosophy, your belief system, what you will die for. What is the thing that if people were coming to your home or your life to take everything from you, what would you fight for? That's Sagittarius. Sagittarius is so friggin' intense. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And if you think about the planet Jupiter, Jupiter is 13,300 times the size of Earth. Now make that big, right? And put it in opposition with the sun, which rules the solar system. And we have a breakdown. So it isn't that Jupiter is in opposition with the sun, but Sagittarius's ruling planet is Jupiter. So Sagittarius wants the truth. And then Gemini is the disseminator of news. So it's like right now we are taking a stance for something called justice, something called truth. We want facts, Gemini, but we want the facts to represent Sagittarius, the truth. We want truthful facts, damn it. And this country is on fire. I don't know what it's like where you live, but my state is on fire. And so is Chicago and New York and Houston and LA. It's just so sad. And Portland and Salt Lake City and the whole United States. It's just a mess right now. But I do believe, and I want to say, I do believe there is a cause, there is a greater cause and a reason for this. And Jordan, yeah, I think there is. I think that, American values are so wrapped around freedom. And I think Australian values are too. But we have systemic racism that is very, very real. And now we can't tell who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. So it's a mess. Also, I think Americans just, God, they kind of have an intolerance for oppression. And when some Americans feel oppressed and suppressed, you know, all that looting and all that rage, which, by the way, I think is just a horror show. It's terrible. I don't respect it. I don't like it. I don't support it. I don't value it. But that has so much anger inside of it. Those people have felt left out of the system and left out of society for so long that they resort to something so awful as ruining the establishment. So it is, yeah, you do too. I think a lot of places do. It's just that now it's a tipping point where the American people here just don't feel like they can sit by and just do nothing about it. So it is, yeah, Heidi, that's awesome. Well, I was going to get to that piece. I've only gotten to the one transit, the full moon, and then the nodal axis shift. I want to tell you about the nodal axis shift really quickly. The nodal axis is the north node and the south node. It is our lowest self and our highest self. And you can see that we have to hit rock bottom, which we have. We have to hit rock bottom in order to want to have change. And so the nodal axis is shifting. And it's going to shift for 18 months, but we're only in day 2 on June 5th. So right now we're still in the old energy. We're still in the Capricorn Cancer energy on this particular day. If you're watching this after June 5th, we've shifted into the Sagittarius Gemini nodal axis. But now people are not going to stay gagged. People will not be silenced, right? So serious change and reform is going to happen over the next 18 months. And unfortunately, it has to, I guess, look like this. It didn't have to look like this for me to change. I mean, I'm already there, but for a lot of people, I guess it had to look like this. So yeah, the truth is coming out. And the truth is coming out because we're going to demand it. We're going to demand it. You're going to see that Sagittarius Gemini nodal axis shift will frickin' demand the goddamn truth. I'm sorry. I'm just so heated up. I am a Sag. I can't help it. I can't help my language. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. I don't want to offend anybody. So we're having the full moon. We're having a lunar eclipse. We're having the nodal axis change. And Venus is in retrograde. And then I want you to go watch that video. I like that video. I'm proud of that video in general. I just am not proud of the timing of that video. So forgive me for it, forgive me for that, but it is important information. Then on the 5th, not yet today, but on the 5th, we are going to be standing in Mercury in retrograde's shadow. So the minute, well, it's actually not even the minute. You need to know this too, that Venus is going to go direct, but not until Mercury goes retrograde. So for a week between the 17th of June and like the 25th of June, both Venus and Mercury are in retrograde together. So that week, mark it on your calendar. You're not going to buy your house, your car. You're not going to move. You're not going to sign your business contract. You're not going to open up a new business. Thank you. I'm allowed to swear here. Thank you. I'm going to now have to mark this video R-rated because now they make you do that. Oh, it's R-rated. Thank you. And yeah, I don't forget any of it. Like it's just a mess. We can't see the good guys from the bad guys. We can't see what's true and what's not true. We don't know, if it's, some people want to say it's right wing. Some people want to say it's left wing. Some people want to say Antifa. Some people want to say it's the KKK and white supremacy and neo-Nazism. I just want to say it's people who have so much anger inside of them because they feel the system doesn't work for them. And we have to unify that. So I'm going to get to the good part, but you have to listen to this bad, hard, challenging part first. And then I'm going to show you the good part. Because there is a good part. And I am an optimistic soul, but I'm also Mercury and Scorpio. Like it's kind of hard to for me to, just give you the fluff. That's what I pride myself on my channel. I am so truthful. If you need a truthful reading or to see the truth, I just don't sugarcoat and I'm honest. So let me just see. Okay, my chat doesn't scroll, so I have to scroll it. Okay, so I can't read all that yet because I want to tell you. So Venus is in retrograde. Now Mercury is going to be in its shadow. It means it's not in retrograde yet, but it will be in the shadow. So there's a shadow period before Mercury goes into retrograde, then it goes into retrograde, and then it has another shadow period. So it's in its shadow. So it's as if it is already in retrograde, but it isn't. You will feel it because it's like amping up. It's like being able to hear the concert two blocks away, but the concert isn't in your face yet, right? But you can hear it. So you can hear it and feel the vibration of Mercury in retrograde on the 5th of June. So the next thing is that we've got Uranus in a gorgeous sextile to Mercury. So there is going to be conversation that will have a breakthrough. We are going to have a breakthrough around what we think, what we hear, and what we say. So that's going to be good. One of the harder aspects is that we also have Venus opposing the moon. So our value system and our hearts are not in alignment. So we literally have heartbreak. So in truth, what you're seeing are people whose hearts are broken, are looting, ruining, vandalizing, setting our cities on fire. Why? Because they have lived with broken pieces, broken hearts inside their bodies and souls. They have been oppressed and suppressed, and they are pissed off and angry. And we are seeing that. We're also seeing peaceful protesters too. I get that. I know there's two separate things. You don't have to educate me on it. And then we're seeing the establishments, if you will, get all of their shops ruined. Small mom and pops are losing everything. And so the people who are so angry have this brokenness inside of them. They have no moral compass. They don't want to obey society's laws anymore. They're saying F you to the world in order to hurt other people, the people who have something, right? So now they break the hearts of those who have something. So society now bleeds. So we have a Venus opposing the moon and in Sagittarius, and it's literally broken love, broken hearts. And it is, I guess, what needs to be the wake-up call. We also have Venus squaring Mars, and that's love and war. So Venus squaring Mars, it's weird. Mars goes out and does all the destruction, right? You see all this testosterone in the streets. You just see police cars plowing over protesters in New York City. You see giant buildings in Los Angeles on fire. You see the Nordstrom's flagship store ransacked. There's nothing there. There's nothing left. You're seeing police cars on fire. You're seeing women get shoved on the ground. You're seeing violence at just this most horrible, horrible level. And then the very next morning, you see Venus coming in. So all that's Mars. You see Venus coming in with people cleaning the graffiti and sweeping up the streets. And you see the love pouring into the streets and rebuilding the city. So thank God for that. It's a beautiful piece to this. But Mars is squaring Venus. And so it's a time to also fight for, fight for Venus. Money, a new reform around money, a new reform around self-worth, a new reform around values, because that's what Venus is. And that's why you have to go watch my Venus in retrograde video. So Venus is in retrograde and Mars is squaring it on the 5th. So we have about 12 really tough transits. Let me just see something here. I took a picture. Yeah, love and war are at each other's throats. Okay, I don't know what you guys are saying, but hold on. I just want to show you this. So these are the transits. I've got them all right here. So if you're born on the 7th of June or the 7th of December or the 7th of March or the 7th of September, you will feel this maybe at a very personal level, and you will run into this and see this in your world, maybe in your community or in your life. And it might not be exactly these protests, like if you're living in Australia or Finland or my friend in Abu Dhabi or in Hong Kong, you might not be experiencing this exact thing. But in your own life, there may be a similar fight around your value and your worth and your truth. There might be somebody in your family that is lying to you. You know, you might have to stand up for a new value system. I wish I could see my chats better. Anyways, I don't know how to. Okay, just ignore. I don't know how to like let people listen to me and make other people leave me. I don't know how to do that. I wish I did. So I just have to, I'm so sorry if there's like rude people on here. I don't usually attract rude people. So I love the people that are a part of my channel and subscribe to me. And you are such beautiful souls. And I just thank you so much for letting me like have a voice and help you understand. Let's see. Okay, so what I wanted to tell you is the beautiful part. So the one thing that I see on the 5th of June, I mean, there's not a lot of great transits. And so we do grow ourselves out of a friction. We do grow ourselves out of chaos. And Gemini is chaotic, and Sagittarius is bombastic and enormous, and it rules mutable fire. So I want to tell you, all these little fires, I'm not surprised that the weaponry is fires, because mutable fire is that of a moving fire. And it's like a forest fire. And that's why I think our cities are on fire. It is the Sagittarius energy that's coming in with Gemini as a disseminator of news, a disseminator of the voice, if you will. So hold on one second. There's a couple good things that we have, but it's just not a lot. So we have Pluto, which demands change, and it is in this beautiful harmony with Mars and Neptune. And Mars and Neptune are together in Pisces, and they sit in this beautiful harmony with Jupiter. With Pluto. So what that means is that we're in a spiritual crisis. We are inside the truth of all of that energy is because the golden nugget is we're having a spiritual crusade, to be honest with you. And this is going to go all around the world. Maybe it's just right here for right now, but this is going to go global. And the spiritual crusade is going to end up saying something like, we are all one. We must unite. I am no different than you at the soul level. And you are no different than me at the soul level. My body looks different. I express myself differently. I have a different ideology. I have a different background. But there is a oneness. And at the end of our life, when you're taking your last breath and I'm taking my last breath, we are the exact same. And so we need to break down the hierarchical order of people, and we need to break down the racism and the sexism and the invisible segregation of people. And that is the spiritual crusade that we are on. It's like that Heineken commercial with for 23andMe, where you find out, you know, the Nazi Germany guy finds out that his DNA reveals that he's actually of Jewish descent, and etc. Remember that commercial? It's like that kind of crusade. Yeah, I feel like I'm living in the streets of Hong Kong, and even a little bit worse. I know God, my heart breaks for Hong Kong, and that's kind of what it feels like here right now. Don't feed the trolls. Yeah. Yeah, they're probably like 10-year-olds. It's okay. Just ignore them. I mean, I'm not reading that. I'm not paying attention to them. I don't know why they picked my channel. Maybe I'm the only one live right now. I'm sure they're not that interested in astrology transits, right? Like, that's really boring. They should go somewhere else. Oh, I love that, Andrea. Pain that is not transformed is transmitted. And, you know, it's very true. Like, we are standing in the middle. I shouldn't even say the middle. We're standing in the beginning of this spiritual revolution. And it is a revolution. You know, Uranus is in Taurus. And I don't know, let me see what degree this is at. I don't know if I have a Taurus here. It's at 8 degrees. That's an 8 degrees Taurus. So it's a very early Taurus. So let's see, 22. It's around the 1st of May. It's around, yeah, right around May 1st. So if you have a birthday around May 1st, there's this great change happening in your life, and you are also a change maker. And there's a restlessness inside of you. Yeah. And any early Taurus. Yeah. But those are real change makers. I mean, they have a real opportunity to be kind of a part of this revolution, if you will. Now, what I love about Mars and Neptune together is Neptune is spiritual and Mars is the warrior. So it is a time for real spiritual warriors. And one thing that I pray that you will see on the 5th, let's pray it's a good day. I fear that it could escalate or be hard. I fear that it could be also coming back in the form of Corona, because all these protests, all these massive gatherings, you know, masks, no masks, are going to create the spread of the virus. And we're going to have another outbreak of it. We're going to have another set of bad numbers in 14 days. Around June 20th, you just watch, the numbers are going to get bad in the United States again. And so, you know, that's a whole secondary problem, but it really isn't a secondary problem. It's all a piece of this. And so what I like about the Neptune-Mars aspect is that we have a chance to collectively and individually raise up our vibrations to lead with, you know, love. So what is the warrior's weapon when it's connected to Neptune? Here's Neptune and here's Mars, and they're interconnected right now. Now, they sit in angry aspect to the sun and the moon and the lunar eclipse and the full moon on June 5th. But sometimes you need friction to wake things up. It's kind of like the family intervention, if you will, when one of the family members has a real problem. And you have to have that hard conversation. So, you know, I think that on June 5th, well, I say June 5th because that's the day it's a bullseye, but we're standing in the energy of it. And I need you to get this piece. It's really important because there's something called orbs. And so orbs it happens a little bit before and it happens a little bit after the exact date. So 10 days before June 5th and 10 days after June 5th is the time period that all of this is transpiring, and we're standing in it right this minute. So I think that on June 5th, we're going to have an opportunity, I'm praying, to see sort of the spiritual side to this, or there's a potential that we could step into higher ground. So one of the things that I saw today is I saw that police officers were across the country were taking off their helmets and locking arms with the peaceful protesters and supporting them in their message, and walking hand in hand. And the chant now is, stand with us, stand with us. And so when you see a police officer, put his bully stick away and take off his helmet and interlock arms with the Black Lives Matter movement and the George Floyd protesters, peaceful protesters, it's really powerful. It's a powerful symbolic statement, and we need more of that. So I'm praying that June 5th brings us that. But I fear that that won't happen, because there's so much volatility on that day. So I was crying too, and I'm so deeply moved. And I hope that you can understand my concern, and you can see my sincerity and my passion and my desire for change. And also, I think that if we make it about politics, we lose. It can't be about politics. That's too divisive of a situation, and then nobody wins. So if we can make it be about people, if we can say collectively as human beings, George Floyd deserved more, then we win. Like, I don't know one human being that thinks the rioting is really kind of okay. I don't know. I don't know one soul. Through my 12,000 subscribers, almost 13. Thank you. If you're not a subscriber, please become one. I'm trying to get to 20,000, or my Instagram, or my real friends, or anybody I know. So let me just see. Why is the world so broken? It breaks my heart. Well, that's what we're talking about. The world is so broken because we oppress, suppress, and reject, and whole entire classes and subsects of people. That's why it's broken. So they want to have a voice. They want to have fair treatment. And so that's why we're broken. So I really think the next 18 months, we're going to have tremendous growth. And it's going to be, the Black community does, a lot of communities. It's not just Black, but it is also Black. But, look at the Native American Indians. And I'm sorry, look at women. God, there was this, I'll just tell you, there's this beautiful female reporter out there in downtown Seattle, and she's reporting the news, and she's interviewing this African-American man who is a complete gentleman, and he organized the peaceful protest, and she's interviewing him. And then there's this other man who's a white guy, and he comes up and he just hijacks her live newscast. And all he does is sexualize her. You're hot. You're beautiful. Wow, I love your eyes. That's gross. That's disgusting. That's like the last thing in the world that was helpful. Why does that white man think, it's okay to interrupt this Black man's giant peaceful protest mission and sexualize her? It was just disgusting. It was revolting. So, women too. There's sexism, there's racism. And so I think what this is a spiritual war, and a chance for reformation. And I know a lot of you know what I mean by reformation, but I'm just going to say it here just to be really clear. A time to reform the system, a time to reform our society, a time to reform our truths, a time for us You know, those of us who have a voice to use their voice and to truly take action and do something. So this is what I want to invite you to do. Yeah, Brutus, exactly. I mean, that's he has a vacancy inside of him, and he doesn't have his you know, hand on the American pulse. Let me just say the human pulse, you know, just the global pulse. Like, there's such indecency in him, Brutus. um um Yeah, Andrea, that's beautiful too. I'm so glad you guys are saying a lot of smart things here in addition to what I'm talking about. Um yeah, eclipses exposed. Great question, Susie. God, thank God we got into a good chat here. Hopefully those other people left. Susie, eclipses and full moons reveal the friggin' truth. And in Gemini and Sagittarius, you think the truth won't be discussed, talked about, revealed, exposed. That's why they're lighting cars on fire, you know. So you got Sagittarius, who demands the friggin' truth and will burn down cities for it. And then you have Gemini in opposition of that, disseminating the information and creating just total chaos. Gemini has its hands in 24 honeypots all at one time. And these rioters are on walkie-talkies, you know, around the corner saying, okay, the cops left here, come raid the Nike store. Okay, the cops left here, come raid Walmart. And they're in my state, they're going from city to city to city to city to city. They've skipped my city, thank God. But they, all my next door neighbors' cities, all the Targets, all the Walmarts, all the Costco's, they're just, yeah, time to change the system. But let me just tell you, so yeah, eclipses will reveal truths. Now, let's just say you live in a tiny, I don't know, a tiny island that's just serene. It has no COVID. It has no problems. It's not having police rioting. Let's say that's your beautiful life. That's fine. This transit will still find you. This transit will still find you. It just may find you in a deep personal way, right? Inside your family. And you guys, if you can do a couple of things for me. So if you've missed some of this, please, when I upload it, go back and rewatch the beginning, because I told you about all those transits. And also, please become a subscriber. I would be so grateful, and ring the little bell. I think I'm going to try to do some more live feeds more frequently, because this isn't going to stop anytime soon. So I want to tell you a couple things. We're going to get another like coronavirus hit. And I think that's going to happen around June 20th. And then I think we're going to have another one in the fall. And thank you. And I just kind of want you to be smart and be wise. And just because the government or the cities or the mayors or the governors or the president or whatever says, you know, oh, hey, it's just like the flu. God, please don't believe that. Please don't believe that. Please, if there's just anything, don't believe that. Be smart, take precautions, you know, social distance. Just for this whole year until December, you need to really keep your eye on it, and watch your community. I hope you read your numbers in your city and your state, or your, you know, your country every single day, so you can know. And hopefully they will be reporting real numbers. Now, the thing is this, I want you to know something about this Sagittarius Gemini nodal axis change, lunar eclipse, and full moon, and all these planets. You know, Mars is squaring the moon. That's broken hearts. There will be massive broken hearts all week, all week. And Mars is also squaring Venus. So Venus and the moon are our hearts, and Mars is squaring it. So our hearts are just breaking right now. But I guess they have to break to get us to do things like this and speak out about it. I'm talking about it through an astrological filter, but I could have this whole conversation without even mentioning any astrology at all, because it's just in our living rooms. So yeah, stick with the principles that are eternal, like be a good, decent person, have a moral compass. If you find a wallet with $1 million, return it, like that kind of thing. Yeah. Like live with integrity, live with your moral compass leading you. Of course, I have confidence that all of you here on my page do that. Exactly. Cherish artists. Isn't that the truth? So yeah, we're in total breakdown mode. Like we are crumbling as a society. Our people are losing their apartments, their homes, their jobs, their restaurants, their the movie theater. God, nobody's going to go to a movie theater. No one's going to go to a hot yoga studio. No one's going to go, to tight and closed places. I'm not going to have a party of 50 people over at my house. Maybe in a very long time. I mean, we're just, are we going to go to church again? Are we going to go to a funeral? I don't know. Like, it's really, are we flying on airplanes? Are we riding a bus? Are we sitting on a train? I don't know. Eventually we will. I think after December, it will get easier. So like plan your big vacations and your big activities for 2021. God, it's a better year. God, it is such a better year. And it starts around January 13th of 2021. So just put in your head that there's a new normal for the whole rest of this year. Now, I want to say one more thing. Sagittarius Gemini energy resents anybody sitting on their hands. So if you have a platform, use it. If you want to know what you can do in your community, Google for it. On the Black Lives Matter, there is a post on there that I loved. I posted it to my Soulnavigation Facebook page. If you don't follow me on Soulnavigation Facebook, I hope you will. And it's 75 things you can do to help. And I liked it. So hopefully you can find one thing on the 75 things to do that you can actually activate in your own life. Because when the nodal axis was in Cancer and Capricorn, we could kind of be observers now in the next 18 months, starting now, and especially like June 5th is sort of like when the landmine goes off. Now we can't, because now it's going to affect you and your loved ones and your family and your life and your pocketbook and your neighborhood directly. And you won't want to sit on your hands. So with Gemini, the talker, and Sagittarius, the doer, right? Just super active. Neither one of those signs even like being inside. You're being asked to activate. You're being asked to actually put it into your physical life and take action and do something. So whatever that looks like for you, and whatever you're capable of doing, whether it's just love your neighbor, love a stranger, make a new friend, putting love, that spiritual warrior, fighting for a cause, fighting for those who are suffering, fighting for those who need more help than you do, standing up for the injustices, standing up for truth, demanding, commanding that the truth be told, fact checking everything, not spreading lies, not being a troll, not adding to the chaos, but adding to the cleanup crew, right? And really like putting the energy out there, because those signs are extroverted. They want you to do something about it. And if you don't do something about it, that energy will find you in some way, shape, or form. I hope we will all wake up this time. It shouldn't take the police cause deaths and COVID. Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't go this far. I agree. And I hope you guys will follow me on my Facebook Soulnavigation page, but I want to show you this one thing that I posted on there. I hope it comes through. I thought it was really sad. I don't know if it'll come through, but we'll try. Let's just see. Oh gosh, it's slow. The internet, everybody here in the neighborhood is on the internet, so it's all slow. I can't believe I even held this with you. I mean, that my internet held this together. I can't find it. Oh well. Okay, well, you'll just have to go look. But there's been over 400 African American deaths by police brutality in the United States since January. And I don't know if I have that number exact, I'm rounding up, but that's intolerable. That is disgusting. That is revolting to me. So what can we do about that? And let's truly all do something. Let's all do something. Anyways, so I wanted to read all these comments. Thank you. I'll probably have to go back and read them. But follow me on my Soul_Navigation Instagram page, because I do live feeds over there all the time. And then also ring the little bell on my Soulnavigation YouTube page, because I'm going to try to do more lives. And if you want to be a part of my happy hours, these next 2 happy hours are sold out, where I look at your chart for just $30. It's awesome. I'm doing a past lives and highest self happy hour by Zoom. But that's sold out. That's on June 12th. And then I'm going to do a tarot card one on June 5th. And if you guys want to come to one, just DM me on Instagram or Facebook and let me know like what subjects you would like for me to do. And I try to do them on Fridays. So yeah, light a white candle that's beautiful and pray. I like that, Concerned. I don't know who you are, but I love that. It shouldn't matter if it affects a person personally. Remember, are you willing to defend someone who can't protect themselves? And yes, I am. I don't have any qualms with that. Of course I would. Absolutely. Well, I don't have official astrology classes right now, but my happy hours, and I'm sure there's people on here who have been to them, are kind of like astrology classes. You learn tons. They go all night. They start at 4 and sometimes they don't end till midnight. I mean, you learn so much. It's just really deep work. It's really, really fun. You get to see everybody's chart. You learn how to string the stories together. They're just amazing. And I put them on my online scheduler. And if you can't attend one, you can always get a report from me. And you can find all that on my website, soulnavigation.com. And I just hope that this video helps you a little bit, knowing like, hold on, brace yourselves. Honestly, I'm going to be in my happy hour. That's like one of the most intense days of the year, June 5th. So I'm going to be in my happy hour with 20 like followers, if you will, and doing tarot card readings. And that's exactly where I want to be, safe in my office with my people, with my tribe, right? So that's where I'm going to be. And I kind of recommend that you don't go out on Friday on June 5th. And you stay home, meditate, prayer, chant, do yoga in your living room, call your mom. Oh my God, call your mom. Moms need love right now. I'm sure dads do too, but like, call your parents, call your loved ones. Yeah, I would stay inside on the 5th. I really would. I mean, what is there to go do? Whatever you can do on the 5th, you can do it better on the 6th or 7th. And by the way, we are in tough times until July 15th. And then around July 15th, we get this tiny reprieve. It's not long. And don't let your guard down, like around Corona. Like, don't do that. But it does get better around July 15th. But see, Venus is in retrograde in that angry aspect. And then Mercury goes into retrograde on the 17th. So if you have a new love in your life, or you have a new purchase to buy, or a home to buy, or a business to open, wait till July 15th. Pray my parents are in heaven. Well, they're in heaven, but they're always with you. So when they're in heaven, they have 24/7 access to you. So you get to have a bigger relationship with them in some cases. So I get that. Anyways, I just love you guys. I've been here for an hour. I hope you'll go back and rewatch the beginning of this, and also go watch my Venus in retrograde video. I just uploaded it on Sunday, because that energy is going to last through most of June. And take care. I hope you are wonderful. Bye, you guys. You can DM me on Instagram or Facebook if you've got any more questions. Bye for now. You're so welcome. My pleasure.